It took me 10 to 15 minutes of flopping around on the couch and the bed before I realized I think I'm having a heart attack. We were small town Iowa people all our lives. Retired, we moved to Omaha for the daughters and grandkids. After about 11 and a half years, between the traffic, cost of living, whatnot, we decided we wanted to move to Iowa. So where to go? We accidentally came to Atlantic one day for lunch at the ranch with my sister and husband, and we got back to Omaha, and my husband said, I really like that town. So we came back 6 weekends in a row. I sat on Main Street, I went in the church, I went in the library, I went in the bank, I went in the hospital, anything I could think of that we would need. We eventually found a condo, and now we've been here for about 5 years. So my first experience with the hospital, which I had checked out before we moved, was I found out that you could walk here, and I had never heard that before. So we would come, and eventually, we always commented, I have never been in such a friendly hospital. Everyone we met in the hall said hello, they greeted us, they never made us feel like we were in the way. And we got to love the housekeeping staff, the ITs, the admissions people, the cooks, everybody. Then in January of 2023, I got a whole new outlook past health. I was in bed for about an hour, and I was awakened with nausea. I was wringing wet with perspiration from head to toe. I didn't have chest pain, but I had equal pressure in both my arms from my shoulder to my elbow, and it wouldn't let up. It took me 10 to 15 minutes of flopping around on the couch and the bed before I realized I think I'm having a heart attack. So I started yelling for my husband, get me the baby aspirin and give me some water. And while he got dressed, that's what I did. And then we came to the ER. I don't necessarily remember everything, but eventually I was ambulanced to Kenny Ed in Omaha. I had 4 blockages. They did surgery right away that night. And then the next day, they did another surgery. And on the 3rd day, I came home. All was going well, except I couldn't get over the fact 2 days after I was home, I had gained 15 pounds. And I couldn't understand why. One of our daughters came and took one look at my ankles and legs and said, Mom, this doesn't look well. Plus, one of my stent incisions had started to bleed again in the hospital, and I had a very big rash or bleeding under the skin. That all looked terrible, so we decided we better come out. My experience that night was one that I went and talked to the administrator about because I was so well pleased. It was just meant to be. Kristen Babb had not been here at the hospital as an employee too long, but in the ER, she knew so much about cardiology, AFib, and heart attacks, and she gave me a diuretic. And when I went home, I was calm, I was reassured, and within a day or two, the fluid was gone. I then went to 36 sessions of cardiac rehab, and I will praise those ladies because you don't realize the camaraderie that's developed in there when everybody's in the same boat, or how much they keep track of, how much they care. until you're actually in there. Now I've been seeing Dr. Henry and Kristen Babb as my cardiologist, and I'm as active and feel 100% healthy. And I also have to give a plug to Dr. Sean Atkinson. He's my primary care provider, and like everyone else, we love him. So then I can continue my story with my husband. His nickname is Pete. So in February of this year, my husband told me in the morning that he had this pain right in his right rib, left rib area, and it really hurt when he tried to take a deep breath. So he called, and I explained to the scheduling girl what was going on, and she got us an appointment with Emily Whitrock. And prior to this, my husband has only taken one medication his whole life, so he's very, very healthy. And Emily did a urinalysis, she did lab work, and then she called us up at home and said, I've conferred with 2 doctors, and we've also called my husband's insurance company. They didn't want to authorize a CAT scan 48 hours. They wanted to study the x-rays. And Emily said, your husband is just too healthy to be having this much pain. I really would like you to come back and go to the emergency room. So that's what we did. He was taken down for a CAT scan, and we waited and waited, and lo and behold, he had a blood clot in his lung. And then he was admitted overnight, inpatient. That was our first time to see the upstairs floor. And I wouldn't guess finding a blood clot was the ultimate goal, but what really impacted us, 2 years ago, my husband's brother went to a small town rural hospital with the exact same symptoms. They sent him home. 2 days later, he was life flighted to Omaha with a blood clot. And the fact that Emily pursued this, she couldn't let go of it until she knew a reason why. And I just thought, we both thought, wow, she saved his life. So we look at this hospital as a place we trust. I have confidence in it as much as I did any place I ever went in Omaha. So I guess we are both very blessed. We're 2 fortunate people. I really don't know where we'd be without you. We're grateful. Like I said, we're blessed.